Rick, with your three leading scorers in as foul trouble as they were in the second half, difficult to try to stay alive in that game in the second half.
It is very difficult to, as you said, to stay in it and keep doing it. I thought we had a chance to have a lead in the first half. Obviously I didn't like the way we got the game started. I felt there was too much dribbling and guys going away from what we had talked about in our scouting report and our game plan. But then we went through a possession. We had 7 straight possessions where we couldn't have gotten a better look at the basket and couldn't get it to go down. But and then the foul trouble hit, and we're just trying to, as you said, manage the game, trying to get it down to where we can get everybody back on the court. And we needed an inside presence tonight, and we didn't get it because they spread out on us. We had putting it all on the guards, but it was just a very difficult game to get any flow going whatsoever.
Yeah, Rick, I'm sure that there will be several of those looks that the guys will wish they would have made open looks, but how much more complicated does offense get when it seems like any contact in the lane is a charge on something like that?
You can't play a game. The guys were frustrated. I know it's a hard call, but that's the one from a referee standpoint, I know they would say it's one of the hardest calls, but that's the one they've got to study. They got to be, the guy leaves the speed, he's got a chance to come down, and you can't slide in at the end, or if a guy's in a circle. But we told the guys that they do step in late. We told them that. We said, you got to be aware of it. The floater is going to be difficult. And, but it's tough when they come over and said, Coach, I was in the air and all you can do is tell them you got to play on, but does it affect them? Absolutely, it does. And I feel different after watching the tape because I know how I feel right now about it. And I really do hope that I feel different after seeing the film.
You touched on it. You played 4 bigs today. You got 9 points out of them in 60 minutes. Is it just kind of impossible to play good basketball when that's the case on offense?
It is. And again, the free throws are huge too. That's the tough thing. Everybody wants to know why guys here or there. Jonas made one 15-foot jumper, but we need him. And he's capable of doing that. But when he's got to, again, and I'm not putting it on Jonas because he hasn't. This is all new to him. But he's got to give us a presence inside. But the way we started the game with quick 5 turnovers, mostly from older guys, that's to me is as disappointed as anything because we knew coming in what we're going to have to do this time of year, and that's disappointing. But we've got to get a presence, somebody, and we got guys that are capable of doing it. But when they get fouled, we got to finish dunks, and we've got to finish. Got to make layup. We got to make free throws at a higher percentage.
Mike Wilson, David Pascal, and Jimmy Himes.
Yeah, Rick, you touched on the block stuff, but you guys know that Jalen Williams is a guy who picks up a lot of charges. How do you prepare your players for that? Do you feel like you did a good enough job of that and some calls just went wrong?
Again, I know how I feel right now. And like I said, I hope I feel different. I watched the tape, and because even watching the tape, I knew how I felt coming in, and I knew there would be some of those calls. But at this time in February, we've all played enough. I would like to think that coaches, officials, we all keep studying the game, and there's tendencies out there, and it's a tough call. But we try to make it easier on referees by having a circle. And I don't know if anybody was in a circle, but you got to protect the guy that leaves his feet, just like from the 3-point line. If a guy goes up, you got to give him room to come down. And the same thing's got to be true when you take off. The guy gets up in the air, you can't slide under at the very end. And I hope that wasn't the case. But our players felt it like that. But again, all you can do is tell them during the game, hey, we told you coming in, there are going to be some of those bang calls, and you hope that they even out. But if you feel like it's, like I look at our guys, we had how many guys in foul trouble? I think they had one. No, they got in foul trouble, but some of those calls go different ways. They got to deal with foul trouble. We had to deal with it all, and other than but again, it's a tough job. It is, but this time of year, we've all got to be I got to be at my best, coach, and referees got to be at their best. Players got to be at their best, and this is down to where it's on, and the heat is on, and everybody's got to be working at a high level.
Rick, I don't know how many games you've coached. Only had 12 total assists. You had 5, they had 7. I know factors can lead to that. Good D, low shooting percentage. Why such a low number out there today?
There was no flow in the game from our end. Notate's certainly a big part of what they like to do. And they were physically going to try to be very aggressive with guards, and we thought that coming in with their size against our size. I thought we did a good job when they started early, trying to back it down there. But like I said, I thought we had some chances early to get some momentum and get settled in. But when you're missing shots, it puts that much more pressure on the defensive end. I felt like early, again, I said it, we were dribbling too much, and east and west doing nothing, north and south. And we knew we could come off the ball screen. They had that deep catch, and we wanted guys to take that shot. And when players come off sometimes, like Kennedy is a guy, they feel they can get to the rim. You got their instincts sometimes take over like that. But again, the way we started the game, it was disappointing, the turnovers we had early in the game. But it was both teams are good defensive teams, obviously. I thought our zone was really good. I thought it helped us by time. It put them in long possessions, allowed us to try to, keep some guys out there. I mean, again, we were just scrambling to try to, to get it down where we could keep it close to get it to the end and hopefully get back to our man and maybe get some offense going. And then when they spread out, we weren't able to capitalize by going inside on them.
Rick, when you see officials calling the charges like that, does that impact what you're trying to do? Do you tell your guards to not be as aggressive? How do you approach that?
Well, it does impact. It really does. And again, I hope they're right. I hope they got them all right. I really do. I really do. Yeah, and then it's so important in a game from a player standpoint that they got to get a feel for how they feel the game's going to be called. I mean, those three guys are a team. They're working together, and you're looking for continuity. The players more than coaches are looking for it. And did some frustration set in with our guys? Some of those calls, absolutely, they did. And they were saying the same thing. They felt like they had got airborne and weren't allowed to finish. With guys sliding in, and like I said, I hope when I see it, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they got them right, because if it did, because we did tell the guys early, this is a team. They're not a real shot blocking team. They're going to try to slide in and take charges, and it changed the entire game from our end. I mean, because that's pretty much what got us in foul trouble, and took points off and allowed them to go get buckets.
All right, Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.